Do you like playing first-person shooters? Do you love the vibrant culture Russia has? Are you a masochist? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then Escape from Tarkov could be the game for you. Playing this game for 2 years now, 3 wipes and over 1,000 hours, I feel that I have adequately experienced all that Tarkov has to offer, and it being a very polarizing and unfinished product, I thought it would be a great idea to review it. I'm aware that the game is still in pre-alpha or whatever, but since the game strongly markets itself, I believe it's fair to review it to higher standards than letting some things slide because it's still being developed. I will not try to be too harsh though. I do understand that Nikita's full vision of the game is not even close to being realized, and I will try to pull punches where I can. Let's start off with the good. Gun customization in Tarkov is extremely in-depth and thorough, and the most realistic example of it I have ever experienced in a game. While at times confusing, gun building turns into an art as you get more familiar with it. The freedom Tarkov gives the player with gun customization is very refreshing, being able to build the most atrocious bastard pistol to a meta Chad shredding juice cannon. However, learning the best attachments and ammo types alongside your weapon is a whole different beast. Much of the game's learning curve comes down to pure game knowledge. While you can get better at fighting and gunplay through practice, a deep understanding of maps, guns, ammo, valuable items, map routes, and quest items truly differentiates good players from the best. And I believe this to not only be a plus, but a downside in Tarkov. The sheer lack of help the game gives new players is a lot more hurt than good. I know the game is supposed to be unforgiving, but isn't the point for people to play the damn thing and not take semester courses on ammo types and loot locations? But on the other side of the coin, once you are a few wipes into Tarkov and know the ins and outs of the game, it becomes an extremely fun and cohesive experience once you know what you're doing when you load in. Money, money, money. I find ruble, I give you ruble, and you give me milk. I use milk to barter for gun part, and I use gun part to help me kill commie bastard. Money makes the world go round, and Tarkov offers a player-run economy through the flea market, and while it has been nerfed and changed numerous times, the prices and the supply and demand is all player-ran. A game like Tarkov having such an economy is incredibly unique and impressive, something I have never seen before in a first-person shooter. Traders are another good way of buying and selling goods. With 8 different traders who all specialize in different goods and offer unique quests, they present a refreshing form of progression that coincides with the economy. Quests are the main way of gaining experience and the main form of progression in Tarkov, as completing quests increase the player's reputation with each given trader and enables players to access quests with a level requirement. At certain reputation amounts, a trader's level increases, offering a wider variety of items and quests, and in recent updates are the only way to purchase large amounts of higher-end items such as good armor, guns, and ammo. While quests are the main form of progression, after a certain point there's no worthwhile incentive to do them, as around level 40 all the traders can be maxed out and all the worthwhile quests can be completed. And at that point there really isn't much to do besides run labs or wait till wipe, and most players find themselves at this point during mid-wipe, and after a few weeks of PvP and boss scav hunting, players get bored and stop playing to wipe, which is where I'm at right now, waiting till wipe with a fat stash, unmotivated to play whatsoever. Tarkov's gunplay against players and AI is very in-depth and thorough, with ammo types, armor types, specific body part damage, carry weight, inertia, and so much more. There's a lot to think about and work with while fighting. With all this at play, gunplay still feels good. Peeking tight corners, spraying an AK down a hallway, hitting a dirty snipe, or even chucking a nice nade. Tarkov is a very different game compared to fast-paced shooters like Call of Duty, having a very meticulous and slow-paced form of combat. I acknowledge that it isn't for everybody, but for a slower form of gunplay, it does it very well and makes fights very fun to partake in. Now with some of the good out of the way, let's touch on some of the bad. Tarkov at a glance looks impressive. Then after looking at it for more than 5 minutes, you realize how awful it is. Running on nearly a 5-year-old engine, Tarkov admittedly does the best it can. With a hopeful engine update in the future, I cannot help to notice just how damn blurry the game is. Clarity in Tarkov is practically non-existent. Just look at Interchange. A map primarily taking place in a mall with a bunch of skylights in the middle of the day is pitch black. If the average player has to look up a video on graphic and clarity settings for a game, the devs have already failed at making a visually appealing game. And that's not to say the game doesn't look nice, it does. However, when a competitive advantage can be gained through higher environmental clarity settings, it defeats the purpose to run the game at high quality settings to make it look nice. All of this alongside the abysmal performance. Tarkov is notoriously hard to run, with some maps like Lighthouse having a consistently shit average FPS across all computer specs and settings. I understand that the game isn't done, and of course optimization is inevitable, but releasing Lighthouse with such a terrible performance is a kinda shitty thing to do as a dev. Escape from Tarkov has been in development since 2017. With over 5 years of updates and fixes, it doesn't have a lot to show for it. I do acknowledge the work put in to get the game to where it is now, but plain and simple, it's lacking content. With the up-and-coming Arena mode coming out, I'm hopeful that Battlestate Games will start churning out new content a bit quicker, but as it stands, they don't have a lot to show for it. Which makes it hard to keep coming back to Tarkov, as each wipe does introduce new mechanics and content, but not nearly enough to justify coming back consistently to new wipes. Battlestate Games and Nikita both notoriously have made some controversial updates and decisions, from implementing found in raid status, to nerfing 5.56 ammo into dirt this wipe, and not to mention their limits on droppable items, ruining friendly trading in the ruse of combating real-world trading. A lot of the developers' decisions are often not completely thought out or poorly implemented, as they are often too scared to make drastic changes due to the potential backlash from the community. The uncertainty of the developers and unforgiving nature of the game creates polarizing stances on Escape from Tarkov, some people adoring the game and others seeing it as needlessly difficult and tedious. Overall, Tarkov isn't for everyone. While I personally enjoy terrorizing little Timmy, questing on customs, dying to raiders in D2, or being ravaged by Killa, the game has a lot of issues that are hard to ignore, and at times is a chore to play. If you're willing to deal with a game that's hard to run, has incompetent devs, is incredibly overpriced, and at times just plain unfun, then why not give it a shot? In the end, I give Tarkov 3 horse statues out of 9 TV rigs. Thanks for watching.